What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And if you have not subscribed yet to the platforms, please do go ahead and do so. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up this place and let's get into this conversation. Recently, Grant Cardone and some comments that he made went viral when he was on, of all people, Laura Trump's platform. I don't know if it's a podcast or a television show or what it really is, to be honest with you. But at either rate, he was speaking to a Caucasian woman about how he presents himself in his content on social media to promote himself, because this man is like one of the king of ads. I have never been a follower of Grant Cardone's, but I actually went to his 10X conference in Miami, Florida in 2019. And the reason I went was because at the time I had a colleague who had 2 tickets and she wanted to go, and she asked if I would be, willing to go fly down there with her. We were both in different states, so we flew down there, met up, and went to the conference. To be honest with you, I just was okay with going because at the time I was going through a lot of stuff, and I just said, you know what, I need a break. Let me just go and get away. And who knows, maybe I could learn some things. At that 10X conference, he had a few speakers. There was Bethany Frankel. I did see her speak. She was actually speaking with his wife, Elena Cardone. I believe that's her name. There was Steve Harvey. He was one of the speakers. I didn't see him speak. Didn't really care to see him speak, so I didn't feel like I missed much with that. And he had a few other speakers. I don't remember everybody who was there as a speaker, but I do remember a few things from that conference. And I felt at that time that, what he's doing is he's placating to a certain segment of people that he wants to attract to invest money with him, because the way he gets his money and the way he raises his capital to purchase his real estate portfolio is to get people to invest in his products versus him going to the banks to get the money. So he does these commercials and things like that, and I don't even want to call them commercials, but they're ads. So an ad is a commercial, right? But he does these things where he's getting out of the jet, getting on the jet. He's in a Bentley or whatever types of cars he's in. Again, I don't follow him, so I don't look at a lot of the stuff. I've just seen some things in passing. Back in the day when I used to be on Facebook, I don't even really get on Facebook anymore. But, on Facebook, you see ads in your feed. And same thing on Instagram, but he doesn't show up in my algorithm, so I don't see much of what he has to share, but I would see those things. But at that conference, Snoop Dogg was performing. He arrived in, I want to say it was a Bentley. I can't remember what type of car it was, but I want to say it was a Bentley on the stage. He arrives, he gets out of the Bentley, and he is, he, his wife, and his children, they get out of it, and Snoop gets out of it, and Snoop is rapping, drop it like it's hot. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with business, but at any rate, he had Snoop. He had Little John was there doing turn down for what? Okay, whatever. But again, I felt at the time he was placating. He was definitely doing that for a certain segment of people. I'm just going to put it like that, because I'm not going to say that Black people are the only ones that listens to that music, because we already know that that's not true. But from the things that he said in this interview, it pissed a lot of people off. And I just want to play this clip, and then I'm going to get back into my commentary.
A little bit in your face. About half my audience is Black under the age of 40. How did a white guy attract an audience? Like if I'm out in public and I see a 55-year-old white man or a 25-year-old Black kid, the Black kid knows who I am. There's like, wow. There's a 10 times better chance, 10x, that the Black kid knows me. Now, the reason is because we go after that audience and we're talking to them in very street terms, if you will, very not big nomenclature, vocabularies, we just keep everything very tight and simple. And at the same time, we've had, raised $1 billion in the last 3 years over the internet from accredited investors. So we're hitting both bands. They're all on social media. The whole world's there.
All right, I'm going to end that there. I could play more, but you pretty much got the drift of what he said. But listen, this is what I'm going to say. And people can disagree. People can get upset. They can get mad at me, whatever. I'm not a supporter of Grant Cardone's at all. Again, I don't follow him. I did go to his conference, his 10X conference in Miami, Florida in February of 2019. And again, I went with someone else. It wasn't because I bought tickets to go. It was a free thing for me, so I just went. But he does what he does with the way he chooses to reach out to the African American community to connect. And like he said, speaking, in simple terms. Okay. He does what he does because, like I said, at the 10X conference that I went to, who were the performers? Snoop Dogg and Lil Jon. Think about that. He watches rappers and he believes that that is what the African American or Black culture is. Period. So he does these things. He shows the flashy lifestyle, getting in and off of the jets, being in the Bentleys, because he watches rappers. He's seen the lifestyle that they portray that they're living from the music videos and things like that. And that's what he is equating a whole society of people to, and feels that that is the way to reach them. And unfortunately, he hasn't been proven wrong because it's worked. Because you heard what he said, how he's been able to raise over $1 billion in capital. So think about that. That just goes to show you that the research that he did and the work that he put in to reach that target audience has worked for him. So you can't really get upset with him, but you can change the narrative, because what's done is done. Again, I don't invest in anything that he has going on. I don't follow him. I haven't done anything with regards to his products. And I will say that at the 10X conference, there was a large group of people there. I want to say there was probably over 20,000 people that were at that conference. It was at a stadium, and they had one side of the stadium rented out. The other side was blocked off. And there were a lot of people there in that side of the stadium. So he has a large following. But it wasn't just Black people that were there. So that's not just his target audience, but he does target that audience, if you get my drift. And it is working for him. So there were people of all ethnicities in that conference that attended. So he does have a large following. But if you don't want to be in that of what he is gaining from by dumbing things down, so to speak, to reach this target audience, then don't invest in anything that he has. Don't support him. Don't follow him. I'm not saying that's going to bring him down and decrease his capital, but I will say that you don't have to be a part of it. Now, they discussed it discussing it on the Breakfast Club, and DJ Envy was just saying that you guys follow him. You can continue to follow that man if you want, but he's not trying to help your community. He's just trying to make millions and billions of dollars off of you. And you follow him and spend all this money, but you see how he looks at you. He looks at you as a check. He looks at you as green, and that is the truth. But I would say that what he said, it's not okay what he said. It's not okay. But he was being honest. And there's an old saying, I believe Maya Angelou was the one that originated it, and says, once someone shows you who they are, believe them. Because you know now who he is, believe it. Don't, And honestly, I don't even know why anybody would think that he cares about them. Because listen, the man is a huge capitalist. He has people investing money into his programs, buying tickets to his conferences. And I will say, like I said, I was a guest of someone who had a ticket. But even at that time, she said she got it on sale for $99 because I guess it was last minute and they had some tickets left, so they were just trying to sell them. And a lot of times with these people, that's what they'll do. They'll start out saying, oh, this is this much, but once they see it's getting close to the deadline of when they need to shut off those sales, then they're just trying to get any amount of money that they can get in, so then they start discounting things. Like, for example, the most recent 10X Growth Con, which is conference, it's kind of a funny thing that he has con. But anyway, Tom Brady was a speaker, and the tickets were between $1,500 to $20,000 per ticket. Can you imagine if however many people paid that amount for tickets? And of course, you have the different sections. So you've got VIP and all that other stuff. So people spending that much money for a ticket just to the conference to hear people speak. And yeah, with the $20,000 ticket, it's probably you're going to be able to come up to Grant Cardone, shake his hand, take a selfie with him, and maybe they'll have like a little, 30-minute meet and greet or something like that, or you get drinks or something wherever they're holding the event. But is that worth it for some people? That's the question. And then his course, one of his courses, an online course at that, it goes from $35,000 for the original price down to $9,700 for a limited time, like I said. And it includes 2 tickets to a premium summit and training that's supposed to be valued at $170,000 each. Can you imagine spending that much money? Like, some people, they just really believe that these people are just like Jesus Christ himself, and they will spend that much money just to be with these people. I have traveled. I've gone to a number of different conferences over the years in my professional career, and I've seen a lot of different people speak. I've seen him speak. Would I say that that amount of money that they're asking for tickets is worth it? I don't care if Tom Brady's going to be there. I'm not spending that much money to see these people speak. Okay? But the fact that he admitted that he dumbs things down to speak to what he feels is that community of Black people that is going to be drawn in, he's doing that incorporated with the tactics that they use in rap videos where they're showcasing this lifestyle, and they know that people are usually attracted by the eyes, by the senses. So a lot of times they're not even really hearing things that he's saying. And if they are hearing things, not really listening, because if they're listening, they probably wouldn't be spending the money that they're spending and even following him. But if they're hearing what he's saying, they're hearing the things that feel good to them, sounds good to them, they feel is attainable, achievable, reachable. They want to live that jet lifestyle. They want to live that lavish lifestyle. Who doesn't? I mean, not even saying that everybody wants the same level of wealth and a lavish lifestyle, but they want to be able to see themselves in that space, and that's what they utilize, and that's why they do that in do they still do rap videos? I don't know. I don't listen to rap music that comes out these days, and I haven't watched a rap video in a long time, but that's what they did. That's what they will use. They draw people in, and that's how they will, placate to that audience or that community, and that's what he would do. So I wouldn't even say that a lot of the things that he has been saying is what drew a lot of the people in. It's what he was doing. It's the optics, having Snoop Dogg and Lil Jon at his 10X Growth Con to perform. He didn't have them there to speak, to talk about business, because I'm quite sure Lil Jon and Snoop Dogg are not poor. And the music, is that really where they're making their money these days? They're making their money. Every time you look, you see Snoop Dogg in a commercial. So I'm just saying, he didn't think enough of them to have them be speakers. Yeah, he had Steve Harvey to be a speaker, and I didn't see him speak, but like, who really cares? He didn't have the rappers come and speak. He had them come to perform. And these days, a lot of these rappers, they have to do something that they really hated on MC Hammer for doing a long time ago, which is sell out. And I don't see that as being a sellout, but you're just being a smart business person where you're doing other things besides music to build your wealth. So yeah, guys, I just really wanted to just discuss this. I would love to know what you think about it, so let me know your thoughts respectfully in the comment section below. Is Grant Cardone wrong for what he has been using over the years to draw people in, or is he just doing the same things that rappers have been doing all of these years? Let me know your thoughts respectfully. Thank you so much for subscribing to the platforms. This is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I'm just going to keep it brief, keep it beautiful, and say bye.